Welcome everyone to Fated Worlds Blades in the Dark. Once again, we are, let me see, spreading the word of Diania and preparing for war with the canal dockers, those bastards.
Thinking
Bastards.
How is everybody?
Good. And very itchy. Damn you, mosquitoes. Good.
As long as the canal dockers are fine, I am not fine.
Yes. Well.
We'll have to do something about that then.
Yes, soon. Which leads to the question of what cult ability to take, because we have a free one that we talked about a little bit about, and definitely one of the ones that came up was I forgot the name of it, but one that like directly helps when in a war, like you get an extra you get 2 actions rather than the 1 that you're usually limited to when you're like in a full-on war, and has some other benefits. But but there's definitely some other ones that we're talking about as well. We should hash that out a bit.
Yeah, so the one is called War Dogs, and on top of 2 downtime actions, we also get plus 1d to vice rolls. So that might help with stress as well, Mark, if at least at time of war. Don't know if that's enough for you.
If I'm outnumbered, then just if you're to have an idea what you want to take, and then it's 2-1, so just take it. I'm not salty about it.
Really not salty?
Well, maybe.
The other one is all hands. During downtime, one of your cohorts may take a downtime action to acquire an asset, reduce heat, or work on a long-term project. Or there is the forged. What was it? Forged in fire.
I think so.
Where you get plus 1d to resistance rolls. My personal vote would go towards War Dogs, but I'm not extremely fussed about anything. No,
yeah,
Kelsa,
I'd be. Oh.
Uh-oh.
For me, at least.
What?
And now the cameras are all off, but I'm not going to fight with them because I'm sure that
Firefox crashed. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll miss you.
No, I'm back. It's cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't personally feel like a need for the extra stress reduction. That hasn't been a big issue. But then I don't have any abilities that like cost stress. I don't think.
Wait, aren't you a whisper?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think any of the ones that I've chosen do. I mean,
yeah, you haven't picked any of the ones that do. Okay.
But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to taking one that did reduce stress if that is been if that's being a huge problem for others.
I saw an interesting one as well from the smugglers, just passing through. It's always giving you -1 heat every downtime and +1 to deceive people when you have 4 heat or less. That sounds interesting as well. Just an idea.
How about we all vote and then we roll on the ones we voted with, 1 vote for every like everybody gets an equal chance, and an extra vote is a +1 to the roll or something.
Or we might just find that most of the people are for the same thing. I think you two actually like war dogs very much.
What is your
you?
vote, Brad?
If
you could choose between everything.
I think Dogs of War.
Well, if you're okay with taking that, Mark, then that would be cool.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. You guys are on the brink of war right now. Taking it before you go to war is a good idea.
Okay. We can take the other one next. Like I do find the extra resistance roll tempting.
All right, so we are war dogs now.
Okay.
Well, that's a new thing.
I will write that down on our character sheet. Crew. War dogs.
Deal.
Okay. Cool.
So we are officially ready for battle.
Oh, no,
All
we're
right.
not.
Yeah.
We're so out of our depth.
But we do have war dogs. Like,
Yes.
a couple of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
we do. Definitely.
Yeah,
It's
those
very,
are-
very thematically fitting.
Did you guys name the other one besides TikTok?
Fluffy.
Yeah, Fluffy.
Fluffy. Right. I think I actually wrote that down, but I wasn't looking at my notes.
It's also in the character sheet.
I'm
Fluffy
also not
would be
looking at
fun
the
as
character
well.
sheet. Funny.
Fluffy the devil dog is cute and acidy.
Mm-hmm. Next time on the Shroud of the Aeneas, Brooke performs a ritual to get Zero pregnant. Entanglement?
Oh, yes.
Questioning. Ooh. And we'll start at downtime. So, we were discussing this last time. This session, Brooke wants to get Zero pregnant with a demon baby. Also, you have an entanglement. If you look on your player reference 2 page, you'll see questioning. The blue. Actually, I can show the players. Ha ha ha. So powerful. The Bluecoats grab an NPC member of your crew or one of the crew's contacts to question them about your crimes. Make a fortune roll and find out how well they resist spilling information that they shouldn't, or pay the Bluecoats off with 2 coin. Who do we want to see get picked up, or I can decide.
Me.
Victor,
Oh,
you say?
that again.
Zinged was offering himself, or what?
Why
Well, it
not?
specifies an NPC.
Okay.
Okay, I'm for TikTok.
TikTok is now a demon dog.
I didn't think that that's
If he
gonna
gets
work
picked
out.
up, then
Gets
there
thrown
are
into-
definitely problems.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, it would sort of make sense since it's a demon dog running around running around the city, maybe even talking. But
To be fair, I haven't released him yet, so
okay. And if TikTok did get picked up, it'd be really hard to get him back. I expect.
Yeah, I don't think 2 coin is gonna cut it to get him back if he gets picked up. I'm just saying. Like, hello, excuse me, that's my devil dog. Will you just give him back?
Yeah,
I mean,
it'll
it
be
might
fine.
be interesting if Dianea got picked up, but I don't like Dianea would have to want to be picked up.
But we
well,
would pay the 2
maybe
coin.
she's just trolling us. I mean, we don't know her motivations. It's a strange goddess.
Yeah, I mean, she might be testing us, which would be scary.
Right?
And would be massively troll.
Alternatively, it could be what's his name, Pendleton.
Oh,
Uh,
good. But
Just-
we'd be in trouble if Pendleton tries to eat a blue coat.
yeah. I mean, it could be for entirely other reasons, or it could be like suspicion of cannibalism. But surely we can show the court or pay off the
He
the
only
person
he only
questioning.
has one of the strange hunger cards. He's not full on cannibal yet, I think.
Okay. Yeah, he's only a bit of a cannibal.
Right, exactly.
Something that
liver
might
sometimes.
also be interesting is Gold Eyes, because that would put further strain on our relationship with Gold Eyes.
Hmm.
And Gold Eyes would, want to see something from us in return, I imagine, like us going to war with the Canal Dockers and getting his cafe back.
I don't think that Gold
Those
Eyes
damn
is technically
Canal
one of your
Dockers.
contacts or a member of your crew officially.
Fair enough.
He's kind of his own
Thing.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say person, but then I was like, So yeah, I mean, could be Victor, could be Elizabeth, could be Pendleton. It could be like some of these contacts we've not actually seen on camera, like Bennett, an astronomer, or
I mean, we could do
Veldrin, a
Pendleton.
psychonaut.
We could do Pendleton and see what happens when he tries to eat someone.
Well, I don't think he's gonna try to eat someone, but maybe. All right, I'm writing it down. It's Pendleton.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Are you
but
guys
the psychonaut does sound kind of cool. I mean, that'd be a neat thing to explore. I don't know. I don't mean to like. I'm happy either way. Whichever. It's all good.
All right.
Okay, and Sith Master is suggesting
maybe not eating someone, but sniffing someone then.
Whose vice is up? Use that contact. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
All right, Sith Master. Let's see. Who's got a lot of? Are you back to being Lan, Hasa?
Yeah, I am.
And you're clear on that. Farouk, how's yours? Your stress is actually okay. Zig, how about you? Come on. Character sheet. No, it's okay. Leah's stress is really high, and he's not here today. So
I mean, would that make him an NPC?
Well, no, I was gonna say to use her contact.
Bazobas?
Well, she's not here. No, she doesn't have a purveyor advice. It's just listed as finery, so never mind. Yeah, you guys want to use one of your vice contacts?
We could.
I mean, mine is Farouk, so that.
True.
No.
We could still put the priestess that is always helping me out with stuff because she's into me but hates what I do. And she might be willing to leak some information if she thinks that's good for me to finally get out of this bad place.
I like
as long nothing happens to me, right?
Yeah, how do you guys feel about that? We can make it Malteser. Alright, Malteser it is. And you are right, she is willing to give up your crew. Because although she's one of your friends, she's your frenemy. And she likes you, but she doesn't like the crew. So she's only got one die. To not spill the beans. High is doesn't spill the beans. Low is she sells out the crew.
What happened if she sells out the crew?
Accidentally also sells out Zig. 5. Okay. So this is a mixed result. She is going to let slip some information about your crew. And I'm going to start a clock.
So
All
you can
due
find
to
another.
suspicion?
You can find another vice purveyor, right, Zing? We can just, concentrate on.
But she has so good ingredients.
Right.
It doesn't really cost anything.
Just gives them to me for free.
Yep. Power of love right there. All right. Well, you guys got one click on a blue coat suspicion clock. That might result in some blue coat raids. We'll see how that goes. Let's start with downtime. So at the end of the last mission, you guys had captured this guy named Zero, who is a fence for the canal dockers. And you guys were gonna rough him up and give him an idea to not work for the canal dockers anymore. Maybe work for you guys
originally we were
instead.
just gonna win him over.
Yeah, you're gonna try to win him over, maybe rough him up a bit, who knows. And instead, you kidnapped him and are now going to shove a demon baby into his body.
Oops.
Oh yeah.
So there's that.
How did that happen?
Right. Also,
It's like a
please
whoops,
remember.
accidental demon baby.
Call it divine
Damn it, I was
inspiration.
gonna remind Leia that she has a date with Chuck Pella Cross, but yeah, he's not here. Player's not here, so that'll have to be on the back burner. I'm gonna put a star next to that. Or yeah.
Wait, if you got a demon baby, is abortion still a sin?
Well, I mean, it all depends on what god you worship, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, in case of Diania, I think it's a terrible sin. Because it's a demon baby.
Probably. I mean, we should ask her to stance
would
sometime.
say definitely. I think Farouk is pretty straightforward with that, I think.
But, as for my own demon baby, or Farouk's own demon baby, that he definitely wishes to carry to term because it's his first and it's very special. As for the fence, well, I'm sure that they would rather not carry the thing to term, but that may just be tough luck.
Yeah.
Right,
also,
well,
I hear demon baby abortions are very, dangerous business. Not something you just want to risk on a whim.
They are always back alley.
very true. All right, so let's do some downtime. I guess we're gonna start with Farouk, because Blan's downtime probably involves helping Farouk in some way, and so knowing what Farouk is doing might help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is performing the ritual to impregnate this guy a full clock?
Yeah, it is. And when you do it, this is not. I'm expecting this notebook that has my notes in it to also, at the same time, be the rules. Not even close. I have the PDF pulled up here. Let me just look at it real quick.
Looks like my pregnancy regressed. I thought I was up to 3, but
I'm pretty sure you were up to 3.
Yeah. Huh.
Where does it show you at?
It shows me at 2.
Does it show that on the... No, if you look on the clocks page, it's at 3.
Oh, okay, yes.
Remember there's a
I
clock
forgot
page?
that there's the new page.
Everyone
Okay.
who's interested in playing Blades in the Dark, you should definitely check out the amazing character sheets in Roll20. They are fantastic. They have a character tab, a playbook tab, and a clocks tab for keeping tabs on all of your clocks. And they also will transform magically into the playbook for a crew. And we also have the Shroud of Dania up here as a crew playbook that everyone can edit and access. That shows also our faction standings with the other factions, which is pretty important, I would think.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh, and Hushin just mentioned that land stress should be reset to 0 if it hasn't been already.
Yes, that is correct. Len, your stress should be at 0, so you don't have to indulge your vice, but you
I already
can
did.
if you want to. Yes. Actually, that would be a great place to come in on this downtime. Len, you've gotten back from this wild goose chase that Farouk sent you on for like 2 sessions worth of time, however long that takes. What did you do while you were gone?
I mean, Lan comes back with like basically his arms filled with shopping bags, and you see like scented candles and weird oils, and there's this weird dripping bag that has a very fishy smell to it. He probably went off and broke into some places somewhere far away. And yeah, he's just basically bringing back this shopping list of items and dumping it on Farouk's desk, or workspace, whatever he has.
And Farouk will be all, perfect timing, Lan. There's so much to do. Very exciting.
Yeah, God, poor boy. Just in time for the next demon baby pregnancy.
Whee!
So yeah, that's
do you guys tell him about his sister?
That might be a good question. Did she mention multiple times that she was his sister, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if she. I think she did mention my brother. Yeah, so she did mention she was his sister, and she mentioned that she was there to take him back. So you could just decide not to mention it.
Oh yes.
Because I'm trying to decide if any of the NPCs might have said anything about it.
Lan is not extremely social, at least not towards the NPCs.
That's a good point.
So
I mean,
you can roll a dice if you want.
Yeah, this is a die of fate here. We're gonna just roll 1d6, and high it gets mentioned and low it does not. Hi, here we go. Yeah, in passing, Elizabeth is going to be like, hold on, man, welcome back. Your sister is such a sweet girl. Not mentioning that she was looking for him or anything like that. Just totally off the cuff.
You see him furrow his brow, and he looks very confused. And he's just deciding what to say.
And she just keeps walking because she was like, yeah, she's on her way to do something else. She's just being saying hi, doing pleasant conversation. Then
he just stands there, and then at some point he walks away, and he mutters like under his breath, "I highly doubt that," referring to her being pleasant.
Right.
Farouk.
Yes.
Has a girl with like long dark hair, or maybe blonde, I don't know, like come by recently?
Oh yes, there was this spot of trouble, as it were.
You see his face sink.
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah, there is something of a family resemblance, isn't there? Well, and I think
is she still around? He like looks around like almost scared.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think she did mention something about you. That was like the least pleasant part. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'm sure that it won't be a problem, right?
Right.
Of course. Excellent. Excellent.
I'm gonna go do a perimeter sweep right now. I'll be back in a bit. So yeah, Lan is off, like trying to figure out if his sister is still in the area and if she left any traps for him or something of the likes. If you want, you can have her have left traps. I mean, it would be like her to do. Elsa.
I mean, if you would have left traps for him, then they're there. But I'm not gonna make decisions for your other character because they're both your character.
I mean, sure, why not?
Would you like to make your life difficult for yourself?
Sure.
With XP.
Sure,
Whee!
she's left traps for him.
I'm gonna give her XP at the end of this session. I'm gonna write that down. And even though she's not here or participating anyway.
Cool. Yeah, she would have left traps for him.
Awesome.
Something that wouldn't necessarily kill him, but make his life very miserable if he failed. Something that would make him smell horrible or bright fluorescent
Itching
pink
powder?
or itchy powder. And I think she would do something to mess with him being able to be stealthy, because that's a pretty big thing amongst assassins. So she would have made him luminescent or something like that if he fails to deal with it
Or
or
liquid.
smelly.
Yeah, skunk oil.
I mean, she wasn't looking into that, but I'm pretty sure she hasn't mastered that technique yet. So what do I do to try and discover the traps of my sister?
If you're specifically looking for them, then it would be a study. If you're casually always have your eye out, it'd be survey.
I'm gonna go with study in this case because I like the I'm not good at study and I like the idea of her having an edge over her big brother.
All right, yeah.
And knowing what his weakness is basically, so she would set traps up at the spot where he's least likely to find them. She's secretly a little bit more skilled than him, at least in areas that they share qualities. Okay, so study. What is my position? Risky, controlled, or desperate?
It's controlled.
Effect standard, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. No extras. Here goes nothing.
Indeed, nothing. Well, nothing good.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So Len very carefully looks around his doorframe and finds an obvious poison trap, disarms it, opens the door, and gets sprayed in the face with this neon powder that just sticks to him. And he's now like a highly reflective bright pink in the face.
Well, at least they can't see him blushing of shame when people discover it.
If you want to resist that, you definitely can.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely wants to resist that. I guess that extra die would have been nice, huh? What kind of resistance is it?
It's a physical resistance, I think.
So prowess.
Yeah.
And all that stress you just got rid of? Well, most of it's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you manage to hear the little of the emitter go off and duck out of the side. And so now instead of your face, the wall behind, across from his bedroom door is a big circle of bright pink.
Cool. I think it would be fun to have something on him that he can still cover up, so it won't really hinder him in missions, but that just reminds everybody in the building that, you know, he didn't quite manage to dodge his sister's trap.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he has like a hand, and he can wear a glove, but you know, one of his hands is
hmm
that the hand he used to push himself away from the trap.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. One bright pink hand. That's
Okay.
like a minor condition that's gonna affect you if you get into a situation with that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Can I also use it to my advantage if, you know, I need to light up something or whatever?
Well, it's not like that bright that you can like light something up with it.
Say I wanted to
It's
impress
like
someone with my pink hand, and pink hands would be something that would be impressing in the situation.
If you can find a situation where pink hands are gonna be impressive, I will give it to you.
Okay.
But
I just like not
seems
looking for advantages or anything, just like asking about it out of curiosity.
no, that's too.
And I'm thinking of ways that a pink hand can be used. Can't really think of any though, but maybe I'll come up with something. Okay. So I'll come back to Farouk and say so what are we working on now?
well, while you're off on your shopping trip, uh, we had this visitor who still happens to be staying, and I'd like to give him a present. One that will linger for maybe around 9 months. But these things do vary.
You see his face fall. Are you sure you don't have any more, you know, groceries for me to do, or
Oh no, no, this is much more important. And
okay.
and just think, uh, it will at least perhaps extend Diana's uh, presence in the world. It's very exciting, very exciting. Um, all that we need to do now is to, I think, uh, a few final preparations, and then we can begin the ritual.
Begin the ritual.
Yes.
Dan looks a little lighter amber skinned than usual.
So I guess this is starting a new clock. Is this
Yeah.
another 8 clock?
Yeah, so this is an 8 clock to do all of the ritual parts to successfully get Zero pregnant.
Okay. Is that ZARROW?
Zerro. I think you were the one that came up with this name.
Yeah, but memory. If it's not in front of me, then it's not in front. Oh, whoop. Get 0 triggers. There we go. So let's.
Perfect.
So I think I at least want to get that started. As my first action, then I'll figure it out from there.
Actually,
Huh?
I'm reviewing our ritual here, and it actually, the way I wrote it, you already did the research on how to do the ritual, which is what the original clock was. But to actually perform the ritual and wind up pregnant, the cost is 2 downtime actions.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it takes an entire downtime cycle to do it. You can't do anything else during that time.
Okay. So, but at the end of that, Zero will be preggers, but I don't have to spend multiple downtime sessions. Just
Right.
both of them now. Okay.
And then similar to yours, it will gain a tick for free every downtime session, and there'll be no way for you to make it go any faster.
Okay. Sounds good.
But it's an 8 clock for that. So if you want to spend both of your actions doing that, or I guess you and Lan can each spend an action doing that if you would like Lan there again for weird demon sex. I mean, Lan, how does this affect you? Did you take an effect the last time you witnessed this ritual being performed?
I mean, I know that at least in the fiction, I said that he has a strong or not a strong aversion, but he's scared of women because of it.
Right.
That's what he does. So you can write that as an actual thing on my sheet, like in case I forget, or I can write it down. But I mean, it can be written.
Go ahead and write that down. Similar to Farouk, who no longer can get off with vanilla sex anymore.
Oh yes.
But where do I write that?
Has to get weird. Under notes.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna get rid of the clocks that are under notes because those are under the clocks tab.
Got a clocks tab now.
Add the note. Must get freaky to get off.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how Farouk rolls.
He will roll literally in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless I mean, I don't mind using both of my actions to go ahead and do this. If Lan, you have other things that you want to get done.
Actually, since not so long ago, I acquired a new skill. I'm very calculating, and because of this, I I can get more out of my time than most people can, or help them get more out of their time. So, in the interest of getting this over with as quickly as possible, I'm going to grant you an extra downtime action.
Well, thank you.
So it's a thing where I can take one extra downtime action for myself or grant it to someone.
Okay.
This time I'm granting it to you, and I'm planning everything ahead so that I have as little to do with the whole process as possible.
Okay. Well, then I will use that extra time to kick back a bit and just recover because that condition of easily influenced, I think it is, susceptible to influence, has been dogging me on and off for like 6 sessions or something, a long time. It'd be nice to finally get rid of that. I think it's time. If I can, roll decently.
So how are you going to do that?
Well, I mean, that's just Hmm.
So you can consult a friend. You can just
Okay.
go to a leech. You can go to specifically a leech that's your friend. You can just pray to Diania and hope that you get better. Um,
Well, let me see. I think that it was initially caused by something that Zingdet did. Like it helped with others at the time, but I don't remember exactly. But I think it might be. Well, okay, I won't say wise to go to him about this, but it might make sense, even if it might be dangerous as well.
yeah.
And I'm not sure exactly how to approach it. Just to uh, say something along the lines of, well, this wouldn't normally be a problem, but it does seem that I find myself very easily entangled in minutia, things that are not key to our central goal of uh, bringing about Diania's ascendancy. And I think I must be more focused. If there's anything that you can do to help, I'd appreciate it.
Why don't you make a roll? And then we'll see what the answer is based on the result.
Okay. And which would that be? Uh, or is that just a fortune roll?
I mean, it would be based off of a skill usually. So
Okay.
you were talking to who were you talking to again?
Oh, Zinged.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, so there's two ways to go about this. Either you can roll like a consort to see how well he helps you, or he can just roll like a tinker to see how well he helps you, like how much he wants to help you versus how much he helps you.
Okay.
Mark, what do you think? Zig,
Sorry?
do you want to roll some dice?
Always.
Yeah.
So
Let's go with your
Brooks
tinker.
come to you and says, "Hey, help me out. Do you have any weird potions that'll fix this?" I mean, that's not exactly what he said, but I think that's what you heard.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I don't get good opportunities like this slip. I mean, you can always make some hidden experiments in that as well, so that the others don't realize. So yeah, sure.
Yeah, and in doing this, Farouk proves that he truly is mad.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be like a tinker to come up with a potion or
Controlled
similar.
position, right?
Yeah, it's technically it's a fortune roll based off of your skill of tinker, but you can just roll tinker at controlled is fine.
That doesn't seem right.
Oh no!
What's going on?
I
Oh
guess
my
you
goodness
did
gracious.
put something else in it.
Three. The good news is this is a fortune roll, so you still get one tick. But maybe I think what happens here is Zig makes a fantastic concoction, but he did not account for the fact that you are pregnant with a demon baby and that it's affecting your physiology, and
Damn,
so
that
it
can't
did not
happen.
have the full effect due to demon blood interactions.
The little one doesn't like it.
So you can always spend a coin to either bump that up to an additional 1, or to roll again, or you could ask Zig to help you out again later. But we'll. Do you want to spend a coin and do another downtime action right now, Farouk?
No. I'll just continue to suffer it and get back to it. And I'll mark my next box of pregnancy. And do I mark the first box of Zera's pregnancy?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's me.
Cool. Lon, what do you want to do?
Yeah, so
Lon Iron Fist.
Yes.
Hmm.
The name he got thanks to Zinged. Indestructible hands.
Literally has Iron Fist now.
Mm-hmm. Pink Iron Fists. So, yeah, I mean, I have this creature that has a partial hold on me, and I mean, I gotta do something with that. But instead of pushing it away and lowering its influence, I want to transform it to something that I can use.
Interesting.
So I'd like to partially merge with this creature if possible.
So what is the
I'm fine
what is
with
the
that
goal?
having positive as well as negative effect. My goal is fairly abstract. I've got some possible ideas for it, but my goal is to allow me to do to gain some kind of mechanical benefit of this creature. Basically so that I can add something mechanical to the flavor of this creature's possessing me, but I'm stronger than it, I'm using it.
Interesting. Okay.
This can have positive as well as negative effects, that's totally fine. I'm also willing to give up my next playbook advance, for instance, and having that not be anything for me to be able to do that. Although I would like it to be able to count as a clock thing, because it feels just cooler to work towards it with a clock than to just gain it automatically at some point.
Okay, yeah, totally. I'll have to think on this. I'm gonna make a note here, and it would basically, I would give you a playbook advance when the next time you level up, after your clock is filled, that will do something both positive and negative for you.
Okay. I had some possible ideas as for the positive one. For instance, something like Bound in Darkness just for me, where I can use it to communicate with other people.
Okay.
And I had another idea, but I already forgot what it was again. But I'm not very particular about what it is, as long as it, flavors. It's filled with the flavor of this, dark creature that possesses me.
All right. Yeah, that's certainly a possibility. And hey. Creature's name is
Ixis. Ixis.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can definitely start working on that.
Cool.
I think this is a completely separate clock. Other than Ixis's possessive influence. Let's make it a 6 clock. And if you can finish your binding yourself to Ixis clock before Ixis can finish their Ixis's possessive influence clock, then you'll win and have be able to take some of his power with the cost of a small negative, instead of him having access to your body when he wants to.
Okay. That seems like something Ixis would actively oppose, as I imagine him being bound to me lets him know that I'm doing this.
Well,
Yes
I
and
imagine
no.
like mixed result might involve possessive influence
Yeah,
getting a tick.
If you roll a
Oh,
1
that
to
makes
3, then you'll get a tick, but also he'll get a tick.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely think this is gonna be in a tune.
Would you like help
Okay.
with that?
You
Yeah,
know what?
Frick
That
can help
would
you.
be really nice.
Okay, I think that this is a project that would intrigue Farouk. It's right up his alley.
I'll bet.
Well, certainly. I mean, I would love some help of the great Farouk. Guidance in this matter would, mean a lot to me.
Okay, so is that like a separate setup roll, or do I just like mark a stress and you add a die, or how does that
Since
work?
it's downtime, you can just add a die.
Okay.
Sweet. Position risky?
Again, it's technically a fortune roll.
A fortune, right.
But she does seem risky.
I mean,
Attribute, I
there's
guess?
not as it's attribute basically.
It is risky, but that's already accounted for in other aspects of it, and
Dice
it's
1
not
and
immediate.
extra 1.
Yes.
Okay.
4. Nice.
4.
So you get 2 ticks.
I'd like to do that again if I can.
Oh yeah, totally. Tell me a little bit about what this looks like, Lon. Farouk, what are you doing?
Let me see.
Question.
I think that rather than like doing attunement himself, what mostly what Farouk is doing is studying the matter a bit and just talking to Ixis, consorting and just kind of plumbing the spirit for clues as to how that uh, for any weaknesses in the progress of the possession that could be exploited.
Okay.
So yeah, just sort of these sort of brinkmanship conversations where on the face of it, it seems like Farouk is asking how he can help Ixis, better manifest into the world, because that is in fact something that Farouk is interested in, helping the spirit world break through. Mm-hmm. But if it can be done in a controlled manner, that is preferable.
I mean,
yeah,
I guess Lan's role in that would be doing what he does best, which is sitting there looking stone-faced while fighting with his, inner emotions.
Yes.
So yeah, he'd just, be using his willpower, just his pure force of will to try and control Ixis and, arm wrestle with it, so to say.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a same thing again.
Yeah, I rolled a die already. Got a 6.
Oh. Damn, nice.
Yeah.
I,
Not
for
a
some
crit though.
reason, did not see that. Okay, well, great. That's still 3 more ticks.
Sweet. One more tick and I'm done. That
You
looks
wanna
good, unless
spend a
I'm getting a
coin
lot
to
of
eat
devil's
that-
bargains.
I mean, you might be. It's up to you. I mean, you can always turn down a devil's bargain. And if I want to assign a tick on a clock as a consequence, you can resist it. But yeah, I mean, you have the option of spending a coin. You don't personally have any coins, but you can steal one from the group coffers if you'd like to finish this clock and succeed here.
They belong to the group.
True, technically.
And I don't have enough playbook advances anyway.
Alright, well, let's leave it then.
And it occurs to me that we haven't done anything about the situation with Zing's supplier in prison, which
yes.
maybe we should attend to.
Well, I rolled. You guys did not want to spend the money on her, so I rolled, and she spent.
Oh, okay.
She gave the information.
Okay.
She gave some information. Maybe not the information they were looking for, but definitely enough to arouse some suspicions on the crew. And if you guys wind up, it could turn into heat, but right now it's not. Right now it's just mild suspicion.
Okay.
So yeah, Zig, what are you gonna do with your downtime?
So, Lan is already trying to do something with X's. I was thinking about my clock that find a way to harness X's power, that I go on with that, but I think I would get in the way of Lan.
I
right
mean,
now. Would I?
I'm sure we could come up with a shared way. You could harness X's power through me, like maybe some of the disadvantages are have to do with the fact that I can't control it, but Zig can.
Hmm.
You
I
could
mean,
participate in
online
this
friendship.
project.
I look for a way to harness the power for the crew, and you could use it more for you personally, like let X's possess you or something like that. I don't know. There's special symbiotic features or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure Zinged might be able to help or change. Like, I'm fine with Zinged either helping or changing that. Like, maybe Zinged works towards his own project where he can sometimes control X's for himself through Lan or something like that. Like where Lan has his own advantage and or his own benefit from X's, and Zinged can also call X's into Lan and use Lan as an interface to do whatever he wants to do with X's.
I don't know. I just got here an open clock with already 3 points in it, and
Go ahead and advance it in whatever way you want. I mean, I'm fine with that having certain effects on Lan. I think it would be cool if that had certain effects on Lan. Is kind of this sacrificial, always in a bad position kind of character. Everything for the crew. You get the point.
Always the martyr.
Yeah, basically that.
a pleasure to work with you.
On me, with me, through me.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, I actually think wouldn't care anyway, so let's just go ahead.
Ja, du bist eh schnell genug da.
I don't know. Does Farouk have some knowledge that might aid me? Should I ask? I think I should. Shouldn't I?
And of course, you have Lan's full cooperation.
Yeah, that was. I know already. I don't have to ask for that. So, Farouk, I'm experimenting a bit on X's. Are you in?
Wie er immer heimgeht, obwohl...
Why, yes, it is an interesting situation there, isn't it?
Great.
Yes.
then I see you in an hour at the place.
Absolutely. Let's.
Okay. I think I might
Let's-
bring Victor as well, because why not?
Of course he'll come with you.
Nice. Okay, then I'll just roll Tinker with... It's hard because I don't want to put space in there, but I want to talk.
Yeah.
How much extra? 1? Or
I-
2 with Farouk and
It's 1.
Victor?
You can only gain it from 1.
Can we
You can only do it one
also
time.
increase his effect to great?
That doesn't seem
What about
Mm.
Botland?
something good.
No, because
but-
it's working on a clock, so
Okay, makes sense.
Nothing blew up.
yep, two ticks.
That's the problem.
Well, since I'm involved, I don't think that's a very big problem. I like not being blown up.
You're boring.
I was gonna say I think that's the exact opposite of Zinged.
Okay, I have a 4. What do I do with that?
What the fuck?
You were working on your downtime clock, right?
Yes.
You get 2 ticks on your clock.
What the fuck
That's
is
all.
Jinx?
And that's already
I do
started.
have this-
Look at that.
I do have a second downtime action, so I think I'll just go ahead and use that the same way as I did this one. If that's fine.
Okay. No. Don't do it.
5.
Oh, that's good. Still two more ticks. 2 more ticks.
Dann haben sie
Okay,
den meisten
got
Runden.
7
Ja.
from Klaus.
Standard.
Alright, cool. That's pretty good. And that was everybody's downtime actions?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't intend to spend a coin.
Me neither, so.
All right. So, should we jump directly into figuring out our next score?
Yes.
I think our next score should somehow increase our position, our future position in the war we are planning with the canal dockers.
Or you could just attack the canal dockers. Kick that war off right.
Steal some of their turf.
But we could first develop or recruit an army of sea demons that attack them for us.
I mean, wouldn't it be fun to do something, some kind of score that will take away the help of one, like ideally it would take away the help of one of the allies of the canal dockers, weakening their position. And also get us a nice stash of like crazy like chemical substances and stuff, so that Zing can start making some
Ooh, I'm
nice,
listening.
you know, concoctions that will mess with the canal dockers.
Okay, so you're looking for some kind of. Let me take a look at my factions sheet and see who is Canal Docker's friends. If you wanted to.
Oh, and this, on the subject of Canal Docker's friends, Zero, now once he is demon pregnant, I'll release him, saying that he'll be fine, but you will need to come often and work with me closely in order for the pregnancy to go well. You wouldn't want it to go poorly. That would be bad
And he
for
also,
you.
remember, he also has a third eye due to
Oh,
some
yes,
right.
yes.
concoction that Zig gave him. Yeah, he's
Mark.
all kinds of messed up right now. He's gonna disappear for a while.
Okay.
I mean, he can look right through us now,
Ich
right?
glaube, ich zerstöre einfach nur den Nuts.
You don't know. You're not sure. I mean, you just created this effect. You don't know what it does.
Seems to be a thing, huh?
So friends of the Canal Dockers include the gondoliers, the dockers at the seaside dockers, the and right faction. Hold on, I don't want to misspeak here. Yeah, the Lost.
So, which is the strongest of them?
The gondoliers and the seaside dockers are both tier 3 factions.
So what if we help out one of them, making it so, like, we'll attack enemy of one of those, so that they are, more friendly towards us. We'll make sure that they know it was us, which means they'll stay aside in the war.
Okay, so you want to help the seaside doctors or the gondoliers by attacking one of their enemies, and
Gondoliers?
say that the gondoliers?
Gondoliers seems most ideal because it's nice to have the gondoliers as friends.
Wouldn't
They
it
can
be
spread our words.
Wouldn't it be smarter actually to just attack the canal dockers, but under a flag of the seaside dockers or the gondoliers, so that they actually go to war with us, except not just staying aside?
But that doesn't involve some juicy bomb making thing.
Well,
It does.
we could
It does.
if we wanted to do something that was along the lines of bomb making, and or violent, as Land might enjoy, we could try and get we could attack either the gondoliers or the regular dockers, make it look like it was the other of the two factions, and if they're fighting each other, then theoretically they're not helping the canal dockers.
And I imagine that the seaside dockers might have some ships coming in with interesting, chemicals and things.
But that is really risky. It's not risky if we just attack the canal dockers, because we're going to attack them anyway. If we are
yeah, but we want to prepare for war first.
Yeah, but if they see what we are doing, we have two factions that are going to war with us. That's bad. If we just do something undercover against the canal dockers, we still have the same benefits, but with less risk, because if we just screw up, then it's just the canal dockers and not two factions that want to screw
But
us.
it's so much more fun.
Well, you have to think periodically. If we just screw all over them at once, there's nothing left to experiment on.
No, we shouldn't screw over all of them at once.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But I know what we should do. We should attack the seaside dockers and make it look like it's the canal dockers. We'll leave the gondoliers out of this.
But I think it's smarter to actually get to canal dockers and make it look like it's the seaside dockers, because then we don't have the.
I'm sure the seaside dockers
Well, the seaside dockers are the canal dockers' friends, it'd be very, very hard to pull off an attack that made it look like their friends who they know most of the people that are in the other gang pulled off this attack. Doing a
But
false
it works
flag.
the other way around
And
as well. So
Yeah,
is the same the
exactly.
case with the gondoliers?
Yeah, I mean, having the gondoliers or the seaside dockers try to attack the canal dockers or the seaside dockers, or however that little section is going to work out, is going to be very difficult, because if you want to spark something, I'd recommend either doing some research, finding out who their enemies are, because if you're going to try to sparking a war between two factions that are friends with each other is really hard. Sparking a war between two factions that are on the brink of war, like you guys and the Canal Dockers, is not very hard.
We could make sure they are busy.
we should
Sure.
just
We
dig up
could
some
just-
dirt, right?
Yeah, we could find out who the enemies of the seaside dockers are, and make it look like their enemies attack them, and we can still go after that juicy container of chemicals.
I like
Okay.
this plan.
So
I like
finding
to go
out
for the canal dockers first, because
No, the canal dockers. We need to prepare for the canal dockers.
Well,
Like,
but
if we just
I
think
mean,
about-
we'd be in going after them. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
can still dig up their dirt and then use it against them and use it to prepare ourselves. I think that's more effective.
But like, I don't know, like it just feels wrong to go for them directly, because if we do something wrong towards the canal dockers, they'll immediately go to war with us. If we do something wrong with the other guys, then we'll just, they'll like us less, but they won't just go to war with us.
But they will join the war when we go to the war with the canal
Well, then we
dockers.
just attack
That's
their
bad.
enemies. We just attack the enemies of the seaside dockers and make it look like it was the seaside dockers, because those enemies don't have any reason for helping the canal dockers.
I think
Please, Leona.
we
Please.
just doing it just how it should be. Using completely crazy plans that
I'm sorry,
well,
I'm not understanding you. Repeat that again.
so we're doing it right. I think we're just using a lot of ideas and stupid plans that are bound to fail. That is really crazy, just how it should be in our crew. So that's fine, but yeah, whatever. We are crazy, so we can just do anything. I don't mind. Just go
Well,
ahead.
I mean, if we attack an enemy of the seaside dockers and make it look like it's seaside dockers, that would be relatively safe. Because even if they know it was us and we fail, they wouldn't have a reason for helping the canal dockers, because they're not the canal dockers' friends. They're, the enemies of the seaside dockers. Or we could just attack, the enemies of the canal dockers and make it look like it's the canal dockers. Do
You
the canal
mean-
dockers have enemies?
Low risk, low reward. It sounds to me.
Okay. Well, can we just start scoping out the situation first and decide from there?
Sure.
yeah, totally.
Shall we look at the canal dockers' enemies then?
That would be
Die
good.
Leona und der Ray.
I think that's a good idea.
Ganz ehrlich.
Yeah.
Dig up some dirt.
Because I don't think we should do something to the canal dockers straight away. Like this, I don't know. It feels like wrong. I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely think you can do some research here on who the canal dockers' enemies would be. There's a gather information downtime action to be able to do that, and you would want to you'd have to spend a coin to be able to do that, but you
Who's
can
best at gathering information?
definitely do it.
Probably for Rook with his attune, right?
Probably. I mean, it's not like a crazy 3 dice or anything, but yeah, I could it probably seems more like a consort thing, but yeah. Sure.
I mean, you could ask the spirits if they know who their enemies is. They might have seen things.
However you want to do it is what you would roll. So if you want to do it by consorting with people or with spirits, because you have the power that lets you consort with spirits, right? Don't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Not totally crazy. I'm just a little bit crazy.
Yeah, no, that was the first thing I took.
That would be me then.
A little bit crazy or totally crazy? So yeah, you can totally consort with some spirits or not spirits or however you want to do it. And
Yes. So I think that this is for this I would chat up Marchosius, who is interested in war and rumors of war anyway, and see if they know anything about the Canal Doctor's weaknesses, who their enemies are.
sure.
That's the devil is in the details.
Isn't that always the case?
Yes. So just to use some of that color that I mentioned over Skype, and feel free to overrule any of this again. The Marchosius, at least when being contacted on the spiritual plane, would have like the form of a wolf with griffin's wings and a serpent's tail, and has a tendency to vomit fire. Blech!
Gross. I love it. All right, yeah.
That would cost us a coin, right?
Yes.
Yes, it does cost you a coin.
I will remove 1 coin.
I will take it off of this character sheet as well.
Okay. And would anybody like to?
A fortune roll.
And would
Does anybody want to help you consort with demons?
Yes, it's perfectly safe.
Of course.
Okay. So, let's see. Their playbook. It's a fortune roll. And this is gather info, right?
Yep.
And then the input value is
that's where you write in whatever you're doing.
Oh, that's just the name of it. Okay.
That's where you write, like, gaining information about the Canal Dockers.
The devil's in the details.
Yes, the devil's in the details indeed.
Okay, and then the die value, would that be my, that would be my
in this
consort?
Case, it would be consort, yeah.
Okay, and just my raw consort, or including the help to put it up to the...
You put in your raw consort, and then there is another...
There'll be one more.
Yeah.
That's 1, and I'm ready to roll, yes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There goes.
4. So that is mixed information. No, it's standard information. Okay. So you know So you're looking for enemies of the canal dockers or enemies of the seaside dockers and the gondoliers?
I think we settled on enemies of the canal dockers.
Okay. You know that they are enemies. The Hive is one of their enemies. They have done some shady deals in the past that screwed over the Hive and are now kind of on the blacklist, and they are none of the Hive's business is being conducted through the canal dockers. They're going through third-party contractors, they're using the seaside dockers, they are doing the movements their own selves rather than hiring the canal dockers.
Oh yes, the Hive.
Little
He's been-
spark, just to light the fuse.
And you also know that the Grey Cloaks, who are the Grey Cloaks, are very different from the Blue Coats. The Blue Coats are the city police, who are incredibly corrupt. For the most part, pretty much a gang on themselves. They definitely keep order in the nicer parts of town, but they're little more than a protection racket in some of the shadier parts. On the other hand, the Grey Cloaks are an honorable crew of basically vigilantes that splintered off from the Blue Coats when there was everybody knows this. There was a big conspiracy. The particular like station house of Bluecoats found out about it. They were going to basically expose what happened, and then mysteriously the station house with all of the evidence burned down. Shortly after that, a group of vigilantes who calling themselves the Grey Cloaks started operating out of that burned out basically burned out police station, and it's over the interspersing years, it's come out that they are the survivors. They can't go public with what they know. They don't have any evidence anymore, but they're now working against bad forces in the city. They're basically the original vigilantes of Duskfall.
So, what you're saying is that the canal dockers need to do something truly horrible and outrageous to the Hive that will also offend the Grey Cloaks.
Oh, that would be nice.
I love it. All right.
Yes.
Be warned.
Sounds like a good idea.
You guys are already on the Hive's shit list. If you fuck this up, they will know it was you.
That's okay.
Okay.
Maybe the Grey Cloaks.
I want to make sure that all the cards are on the table.
But it's not like we stole their turf. That was totally the canal dockers, right? I mean,
right.
They're still holding it.
Damn canal dockers. Wait, actually, if we destroy the canal dockers, are the new ones that we can blame for everything?
Right?
Damn seaside dockers.
Ah.
There just
I'm
won't
sure
be
we'll
any
find
worker
new
crews
enemies
left. Jeez.
that are. We need to find new enemies that are, in our class. Then sure we'll find some.
Damn military.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody's above our class. We're tier 0, right? I mean,
yeah,
but
you guys are tier 0 right now.
The class we consider ourselves.
Damn military.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll turn out just
yeah, I mean
fine.
that is a good idea. We should definitely we should do something to the Hive, make it look like it was the canal dockers, and make sure that it is truly horrendous and just appalling, and that the Greycoats know, or have some sort of evidence that points towards the canal dockers.
I think we should probably just do something that sounds so ridiculous that it might just work. we should do something. We should do something horrible and let the overlaying evidence look it like that was the Grey Coats. But if you look closely, then you notice it has to be the Canal Lockers, and they want to actually hate each other so they don't go after Canal Lockers. Right? That would be so ridiculous, but just might work.
I wonder, like, our deity sometimes manifests in the physical world. Is this just a thing that happens, or could we try and call upon her in case, we have something truly outrageous that we want to try? We would have to come up with something.
So far, it's only just happened, But if you wanted to try to call her specifically, you definitely could. It might piss her off, but it might work.
I think we should come up with a plan that is completely outrageous and very sinister.
Truly
And
outrageous.
something that really
Couldn't help myself, I'm sorry.
something that really fits her very well, and that is simply just a bit too big for us to pull off ourselves reasonably, so that she might be tempted to give us just the little edge that we need.
But what could be too big for us? I can't think of anything.
I don't know.
I can't think of anything that would be too big. Everything is totally within our scope. Don't worry about it.
Sky's the limit.
I wonder what could we do against the Hive?
Well, could start a fire that and make sure that there's gasoline or the equivalent spread all over the area, so it just gets completely out of control.
I got an idea.
Okay, go ahead.
We could Zinct would make someone look like he has a third eye, and then let this go somewhere as Grey Cloak and arrest someone important from the Hive, and they think, wait, the Grey Cloak can't do this. This is not good. And then they see, hey, wait, this guy had a third eye, and who's the only one in the city with a third eye? Ah, the Canal Dockers. They are always the ones to blame.
Well, right now, the guy with a third eye is not exactly on the Canal Dockers team. He's not on your team yet either, but he's kind of dealing poorly with being demon pregnant, and has kind of gone underground for a little while.
Yeah, right. I forgot about that.
I'm thinking maybe something to do with like horribly misfiguring some very prominent members of the Hive or something like that. In a way, maybe Dainea would find ironic and entertaining, or.
Do the Canal Dockers have like a sigil or some sort of sign that they sometimes leave behind?
Sure, they do now. Well, I mean, usually the Canal Dockers are like dock workers, just doing dock
Maybe they
work
have a
stuff.
company logo.
Oh, they try to let everyone believe.
Do they have a company logo or something?
Sure. I'll say they have a company logo.
So, what if just Lan goes into one of the Hive's meetings, stab someone with the name, say the sentence, "The Canal Docker Center regards." Is it so? I mean,
This calls for a good plan, but damn, a good plan is hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, what kind of... So this sounds like it's a deception plan at its core.
Yeah.
Or is it an attack plan with a deception, like, overlay? I guess is
I
the
think
question.
it's an attack. I think it's an attack plan with a. I don't know. Either one of those.
It's like a
Probably.
hybrid
Yeah.
deception attack plan.
Or we just ask them if they want to go to war with the Canaldacus with us.
They don't like us, so I don't think that will work.
Yeah,
And I
they
think
don't
the
like
Grey
you.
Cloaks are not very corruptible either, so.
Wait, they like us less than the Canaldacus? Is that even possible?
Yeah.
It's the Canaldacus.
So, the Hive, I know that we took their turf, but that wasn't necessarily attributable to us. What was there a second thing that we did to them?
It would be so nice if we could use Leah now, since she's about
Is
to
there
go
a
on a
second
date.
thing that you did to them? No. No, that's basically all that you did to them.
Oh yeah, the sanctuary we took was actually from the Dimmer sisters, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Like, I wrote down a bunch of information about all these groups.
Oh, sorry.
I can't. Go ahead.
Oh, so I was just thinking that if the Canal Dockers were to strike the Hive, probably the form that would take would be them, like, grabbing some of the Hive's, like, incoming materials, since they're working, like, the docks anyway, so, and the Hive is, going to lengths to avoid using them. So if we just took some of the Hive's incoming stuff, and then had that that job go bad, where it actually turns bloody instead of just like losing stuff, that that might be the way to proceed.
And how about if that includes civilian casualties too? That would certainly tick off the Grey Cloaks.
True.
I think we have a
Did
plan.
somebody say biological or chemic weapon?
Oh, that would be nice.
I mean, I didn't hear that, but I'm hearing it.
And that would be pretty nasty too. Like, yeah, that you should do that. But make it look like it's it needs to be something like how can we put a nice Canal Docker stamp on it? We don't want it to look like it was us, so it shouldn't be something that looks like it was us. We should make sure that this has a clear sigil of the Canal Dockers. We could.
Well,
I imagine we could figure that out as we're going, though.
Since
know
they,
what kind of plan it is.
Since they do have a logo, and it's it will be sort of attacking the Hive in a way that the Hive would expect from the Canal Dockers. I think it will translate.
Yeah, I definitely am feeling that this is a good or a solid plan. I think we have spent enough time figuring out what we're doing, and we should go ahead and do it.
Cool.
Alrighty.
So, where do you start?
So I imagine we will figure out or have figured out previously which ship we need to attack. I imagine that this ship will have a crew made out of some of the Hive and some civilians that they employ. and I imagine that we'll be, swimming towards that ship, boarding it, ready to, plant whatever we want to plant, or, kill whoever we want to kill, or whatever.
Yeah, totally. So you guys are literally swimming out there?
Maybe we have a boat.
I'm just curious on how this works.
I imagine Lan would be swimming. Just 'cause Lan.
Sure. I'm totally fine with that. How about yeah, do the rest of y'all swim?
Well, I think that Farouk will actually, if it's okay, stay stay at home and essentially run comms, and that he's like surveying things ahead of time with spirits, and then using them to pass information back and forth.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do anything active with them because we don't want it to look, because the canal lockers don't use spirits. But if there's like passive information gathering and communication through them, I think that's a good way to go.
And less people there also like decreases the chance of them. Stuff can still go wrong, but the wrong is less likely to be them discovering it's us.
That's fair.
I imagine, so it might be useful if Zingd and Farouk helped from, positions where they can utilize their qualities best.
From the shadows.
In my laboratory,
for instance.
So is it just Lan going in there alone?
Seems so.
Again.
All right then.
With like spirits back up, and I'm sure that Zingd has dressed me up with a lot of concoctions, and Farouk is making sure that I'm aware of any knowledge ahead of time, things like that.
yes.
Okay, so we're gonna cut to the action. Lan, you're swimming up on this boat, and
I'm
so
heavily
it's in dock.
armed, by the way.
Okay, heavily armed. Good to know. It's in dock, right? And you're swimming at it from the other side to try to sneak on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
So the goal is to make sure that we steal some stuff and create casualties.
And
Okay.
world dominance. Wait, what?
So you're sneaking in, right? This is a stealth
Yeah.
plan at this point?
Yeah.
That's why it's just you? Okay. Then
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe Zingd might have given me a nice underwater explosive that I can apply to the bottom of the boat.
Of course. I mean, that would be one of my ideas anyway, that we should use weapons that canal dockers might have experience with. So that would be one of those things.
So we're going nice old school.
Yeah. I think this is definitely a plan that the Hive is not very prepared for, but they are quite a bit higher rank than you. It's not completely out of left field, and you're trying to make it look like the canal dockers, so I'm gonna say 2 dice on this engagement roll. 6.
Sure.
Nice.
Damn.
Right. Goes exactly according to plan. You're as you approach, no one spots you. You manage to get on. You manage to get onto the boat. No problem. Where do you go from there?
So I think I'm not actually going to get on the boat. I'm going to get under the boat. And
Okay.
I'm going to try and line like the whole the whole bottom structure of the boat with small like explosives.
All right.
I imagine I'm doing this at night, but we will only let them explode during the day to make sure that there are casualties. Also, I imagine something that might be risky is not necessarily the hive themselves, but the creatures that lurk in the waters of the canals. Because what I read about the factions is that there's stuff that lurks in the canals.
Definitely true.
So yeah, I'd like to try and dodge those creatures and apply a
You
good
successfully
quantity.
dodged those creatures, which is what that 6 is for.
Okay.
But to set up the bombs. Now, can you? I mean, it's probably planting the explosives below the waterline is probably desperate because you have to hold your breath, swim down, plant the bomb, come back up, hold your breath, go down, plant the bomb, come back up. And it's a tinker to set these bombs unless you believe that there's a reason it would be something other than tinker. But it sounds to me like a tinker to set up bombs. I mean, it could be a wreck potentially. As
so
well.
that doesn't
we're kind
really
of like a
matter
delayed
for me because
response
I'm
here.
not good at either.
That sounding very desperate.
Fair. So yeah, it's desperate but with standard effect because Zigd made these bombs.
So is there
and at least
anything
he's good at that?
Like this itself sounds like something that's as it is going to go wrong. So
It might. You don't know yet.
Let's prepare properly for this. Take some devil's bargains and like would it help if I got some kind of underwater breathing device that makes it easier for me to do?
Well, there's not really an underwater breathing device, but maybe Zigd could make you something that let you breathe underwater, like a potion of some kind.
That would be really nice of him.
Do you want to think about that, Zig? How do you feel about that?
Well, interesting. I'm interested. That's basically like every time.
Lan is gonna end up not being able to breathe in the air anymore because Thing just gave him aqua lungs or something.
Hey, Aqualung.
It should have been a surprise.
You say that like it's a problem.
Yes.
Well,
Exactly. Let me see what I can do.
So what may be a better idea?
Well, no problem at all.
Wow.
Okay, brilliant. So, yeah, you've got
What happened with the dice today?
I don't know. You have rolled 2s and 3s this entire day. It's crazy. So you've got a potion of underwater breathing, and it works amazingly well. Unfortunately, it also is attracting some of those horrible creatures that you've managed to avoid until now. Like as you breathe out underwater, it's like a pheromone attracting them. And so you're ready to do your desperate roll. So this will make it a risky roll instead of desperate, but you can see them coming. Like they're like you look around underwater and there's something that's not right.
Okay.
Multiple somethings.
Could I have taken lessons with Victor beforehand on how to do this, how to apply these. Basically, I'm looking for someone to help me with Tinker because I have 0 dice in Tinker.
He's not here now to help you out, so you wouldn't be able to use him like that.
I think what would be better is if you know, because this kind of sounds like a crazy plan. Like I'd rather go back and try over, because this seems like something that Lan wouldn't reasonably be able to do and wouldn't reasonably do. I'd rather go back and try again and risk engagement going wrong, and then take along Victor, have Victor install it while I spend my powers where I'm better, which is
do you
fighting
want a
off the sea
flashback
creatures.
where he comes with you this whole time?
Yeah, I think that, or that
because
would definitely.
you can totally have a flashback where Victor's been with you this whole time.
Yeah, okay, then I'm just I'm taking Victor along. He may not be able to swim, but I'll swim him if I need to.
Okay. So you can take take a 1 stress for the flashback.
Okay.
Of having taken Victor along this whole time. And yeah, he's here to help you out.
Cool.
And
so I'll let Victor do the actual tinkering, but I'll make sure that he won't be disrupted by whatever creatures are coming his way.
Okay. Delia.
And can I do a setup roll for just spirits, warning when one of these creatures are getting close, and given that this is probably not going to be obvious to the hive, I'd be happy to have them all out help in attacking these creatures when they do get close.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay.
Want to roll in a tune to command some spirits, or would it be a command here? Do you have where's my PDF? Whisper.
And I imagine Zing's dice for the water breathing.
Them by rolling a tune.
I imagine Zing's help with the water breathing would then go instead towards Victor, rather than Lan.
I figure you both have it. You're both breathing underwater.
Because the main goal is to have Victor succeed, and then Lan is secondary.
And the setup is that risky itself, or is that or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is still risky itself, because you're telling some crazy spirits what to do. And if they say fuck you, there will be consequences.
Alrighty. Let me see. Do I want to what would a devil's bargain look like here? I mean, I guess it's just a setup roll, so I kind of don't want to do a devil's bargain, but if there's one that's particularly entertaining, then I'll go with it.
That's a good question. Let me look through my notes real quick. Yeah, that's interesting.
If I'm successful, having some of the spirits possess some of these canal creatures and spread out throughout the city, that's probably not a devil's bargain, because that's something that Farouk would find endlessly entertaining anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see that possibly biting us in the ass.
I mean,
so
a possible devil's bargain would be employing Ixis, and that having effects on Lan.
Yeah, that's totally a devil's bargain I like. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, one of the spirits that you are, or not spirits, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Devils.
Entities.
Devils, yes.
Lan is fighting like a devil now, huh?
And still.
So should I further Ix's clock?
Definitely.
1 tick, 2 ticks?
One tick. If you'd managed to roll a 6 on that, then maybe not. But
Well, I
do
didn't.
it. But there's a consequence, and the consequence is the tick on that clock. So, yeah, if you want to resist that, of course you can, as per usual. If you think it is more interesting to have that tick.
it's high risk, high reward, right?
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
I like the challenge of, Ix's coming closer and
Cool. Yeah,
Keep that race
Ixis is
tight.
coming closer.
that could be sorry for the interruption. That could be part of the advantage disadvantage where Lan has an automatic clock with Ix's possessive influence that ticks up very fast and very easily as part of time or basic actions or whatever. And if he doesn't do something about it, then after a certain amount of time, Ixis just gets control of him for a bit, and then the clock resets, and then it starts over again.
I like it. I'm gonna write that down too.
That seems cool. Keeps that that tension on of Ixis could take over at any moment.
Interesting. Okay, cool. That is definitely a possibility. So yeah, you've got some assistance here. I guess I will roll quality for Victor. See how well he does here. Quality is 2, so
Does he get any help from Zing's water breathing?
it's only risky and not.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Could I give him any help?
If you want to take a stress, yeah.
I will. I will stress myself out all the way if I have to. Gonna work.
5. All right, he does it, but there's a consequence. All right, so these water demons approach. They're like sharks, but more intelligent and more frightening in the fact that they are intelligent. But they smell, it's not blood, but like your soul essence that's escaping through this water breathing potion. And they come and they're hungry. And they're very close, but they have not yet attacked.
Have you still not fixed that soul leak bug zinged?
Yeah, I mean, Zig, you should get on that.
So I need to fend them off, I imagine. Make sure that Victor can finish his job uninterrupted, and that we can get out of there.
Yeah, because it's definitely taking extra time. So you've got to do something to prevent him from
being eaten by sharks.
Yes.
I will
Soul sharks.
Blow out a puff of extra nice smelling air. Nice good long puff, and I'll try to lure them away, and if they follow me, I'll run for my life. If they don't, I'll engage them.
Okay. So your goal is to get them to is your goal to get them to follow you?
Ideally, yeah, so that Victor can finish his job uninterrupted, and I'll just get the hell out of there. But if not, I'll
okay, yeah,
because
that makes a difference when you roll and you're like, if this happens A and if this happens B, I need to know which one you're going for, so when you roll, I know if
I'm trying to get them to follow me.
Is this a good outcome or a bad outcome?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get them to follow me.
Okay, yeah, totally.
And also fight them. So, like, what do I roll for this?
How are you
So-
trying to get them to follow you?
I'm just like I'm just blowing out an extra puff of air, like, leaking blood, basically leaking soul.
I mean, the way Blades works, you get to decide what you're going to roll, but it's time to take a break, so maybe we should take a quick break and we'll discuss it when we get back.
Okay.
Right,
Sure.
All right. Been going for a while.
You're muted, Brad, if you're talking.
Oh,
Oh no, you're not.
shouldn't be. Yeah.
I saw your mouth moving, but I didn't hear anything. But I guess you were muttering to yourself.
Sorry. So yeah, probably good time to take a break. Give me just a moment as I do set up stuff for that transition. Okay, so we'll be back in like 7 minutes, something like that. Please stick around.